Alright, so here's where we left off the last video. And we know we still need to define the getDistance method and define the getMidpoint method in order for us to actually get this recursion to work. Okay, so I'm just going to go right down here. I'm going to go public int getDistance. And we're getting the distance between 2 points, so I'm going to call that point P and point Q. All right, all your math teachers are excited about this. All right, so finding the distance between 2 points is basically the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so I'm going to just do kind of a goofy thing up here so you guys can kind of understand what the heck it is I'm talking about. So I am going to kind of comment this out, comment that out, and then I'm going to go up here and say g.setColor, color.black. Okay, Costco wants to sell me some stuff here. And we're going to draw a couple different lines here. So we're going to go g.drawLine. And the first line is going to be from 10 to 50 to, 10, 470. That's what we basically called X to 250, 470. Okay, so that's going to be a bottom of a triangle. And then we're going to do another g.drawLine. And we're going to draw a line from 250, 10 to the same point at the bottom, 250, 470. Okay, so let's see if this works for us. Okay, so we saw before that we had this red triangle, right? And what we're trying to do is find the midpoint between this point, which is A, and this point, which is B. Or I should say the distance between this point, which is A, and this point, which is B. So what I've done is I've drawn in this other black line and this black line to show you that what we're really doing is the Pythagorean theorem here, okay? There's a right angle right here. We're going to find this length, which is A. We're going to find this length, which is B. And then we're going to do the Pythagorean theorem to find C, the hypotenuse, right? So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So basically what we got to do is we got to figure out the length of this, which is the difference of this x value and that x value. And then we got to find the length of this, which is the difference of that y value and that y value. Okay? So hopefully that made sense to you. If not, rewind it and watch it again. All right. So here we go. What we want to do is find int a, which is the length of a, and that's just going to be p dot x minus q dot x. Okay. So that's the x coordinate of p minus the x coordinate of q, and we're going to do. Man, I'm getting all these great emails. Don't care about it. Then we're going to find b, okay, and that's going to be p dot y minus q dot y. And then we're going to find the square root, so int distance. Now that could be a double, okay, but I really just care about the int value of it. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to cast the result of this square root problem back to an int. So square root's going to give me a double for sure, but I just care about the integer value because we're talking about pixels here. Okay, so this is going to be a times a, which is a squared, plus b times b, which is b squared. Okay, so in other words, we're saying a squared plus b squared is some number. Take the square root of it, because we know that a squared plus b squared should equal c squared, so the square root of it should just be c. Cast it back to an int to find the distance, and then return distance. Okay? Now, if you would rather do this in one line of code, you can do that, all right? But for me, I'm just doing it this way so that we can all understand. All right, so now getDistance should work. And we're saying as long as distance is greater than 25, or if distance is greater than 25, then go find these midpoints and draw me another triangle. Okay? So I also have to do get midpoint. Okay? So get midpoint, remember, when we have this equal sign, whatever is over here, the type that's over here has to match the type that's over here. So get midpoint has to return a point. Okay, and we're going to find the midpoint between 2 points. So I'm going to go point P, point Q. And finding the midpoint between 2 points is pretty easy, right? You just add up the x values and divide by 2, and then you add up the y values and divide by 2. Okay, so middle x equals p dot x plus q dot x. We're going to group that and divide it by 2. Middle y, same idea, just going to change these to y values. Okay, and then we're going to return a point with the middle x and the middle y. All right, so once I do that, now I have it so that my draw triangle will draw the original triangle, find the distance between A and B, and if that distance is greater than 25, it's going to create 2 midpoints and recursively draw the next triangle. And let's see how that happens. Okay, so I forgot to take out the black lines, but basically you get the idea. We're drawing this triangle. The distance from here to here is greater than 25, so it's going to draw another triangle. Distance from here to here is greater than 25, so it's going to draw another triangle. And it keeps doing that until the distance is not greater than 25.